guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Shayla if this is your first time here. So in today's video, we are going to be doing a black owned makeup brands dedicated video. This is my second video I've done. My first video was I think like 2 years ago, or it might even be longer, so this is well overdue. Before we get into the video, I just want to talk to you guys about what I've personally been experiencing. So this past week and a half for me, just like for a lot of people, has been very emotional. It's been frustrating. I've been angry. I've been tired. I've been just fearful. You know, seeing another black man killed in this country in the street by a police officer, it's a reminder that, you know, people look at us like we're not human beings. You know, oh my God, when seeing somebody killed in the street like that is a reminder that we are not thought of as human beings. And it just scares the shit out of me, honestly. Les and I are gonna get married, eventually have kids, and the same things my parents worried about with me and my siblings, I'm gonna have to worry about with my kids, and that is terrifying. So this past week, I mean, not only seeing somebody die on TV, as traumatic as that is, dealing with that, I think, you know, I've kind of had to revisit my own experiences with racism in this country this past week and a half, because, you know, when you grow up experiencing racism, and you grow up knowing there's people that hate you because of your skin color, you don't really deal with that trauma. You suppress it. You know, I don't want to speak for everyone. I really just want to speak for myself. And I know a lot of you guys can relate, but, you know, every time somebody makes a racist comment, every time you see the media or even TV portray black people a certain way, in very stereotypical roles, or you see somebody gunned down on TV, you know, you don't go to therapy for that. A lot of people don't. Like, I haven't gone to therapy for that. So all of those emotions that I feel like I've suppressed throughout my entire life kind of came up this past week because, one, the world is finally waking up and realizing that racism has not gone away. Like, we've been, as black people, dealing with it and victims of it for hundreds of years. And so I think just knowing that our voices are finally being heard, there's a sense of relief. But then there's also a fear that nothing is going to change. So I've been sitting here trying to figure out how to talk to you guys about my feelings and what I can do to tell you so that you make those changes needed. And I just don't even know what to say. I just, you know, I hope that people who are not black understand that there is white privilege in this world, and educate yourself. Like, educate yourself, Google, talk with your family. It's like, we have to end this. We have to end this cycle of racism, and it starts in the house. So before I get into this video, I just want you guys to understand that, yes, my YouTube page is all about makeup. Like, I have a passion for makeup, but, you know, aside from makeup, I'm a human being first, and it's just really important for me to tell you guys how I feel and how I've been feeling. So when you guys ask, like, are you okay? It's like, I'm really not okay. You know, I'm not okay, but I have to be strong and encourage you guys to be even stronger. You know, keep the conversation going about racism. I wasn't planning for my intro to kind of get this deep and emotional, but this is real. You know, this is obviously affecting my life, and I just want you guys to know I'm hurting and it doesn't feel good, and I just pray that change is actually gonna happen for once. So Today's video is going to be about amplifying these Black-owned makeup brands. I think you've seen me use almost all of these brands. There are so many more than what I have here, so I'll create a list in my description box so you guys can check them out. These are some of my favorites that I use quite often. Like, you guys are going to see my Fenty bronzer, Luma lipstick, like products that I use all the time, and then also some new products. These are brands that are Black owned and they care about inclusivity, they care about being represented, and they care about equality. So I want to end my intro on a high note and jump right into the video. I had to take a little break after the intro. You know, sometimes I have to remind myself that it's okay to cry, and if I'm frustrated, to just let it out. A lot of times, you know, I like to be strong and I like to hold it in, but it's like I just can't hold it anymore. So I'm going to start by using the Black Opal primer. This is their invisible gel primer, so this is actually good if you have normal to oily skin. You'll see it, like, it immediately almost like mattifies. Has that silicone feel to it too. It's all over. Black Opal also has foundation sticks. Actually, you know, I think I'm just gonna dive into this, into the stick foundation in areas where I want a little bit more coverage. I'm using the color Jour 117 brush. So I don't know if you guys remember, she came, and you guys have to follow her first on Instagram at Color Jour. She came to my house, did my makeup pre-Corona, like right before Corona hit. And she has her own brushes. They're really dope. A long handle, it's matte, the quality is amazing. When she came here and gave me the brushes, I've been using a lot of them all the time, like this brush for your lid, to cut the crease, anything. Her brushes are really dope. So I'm gonna use her brushes pretty much during this whole video. All right, so, let me tell y'all what I'm doing. Okay, so this is Black Opal O Chocolate 119 Stick Foundation. I have a little discoloration around my mouth, so I'm just gonna apply this here to add a little bit more coverage. And you can see my nose is red. A lot of times when I cry, my nose gets a little red, plus I've been in the sun. All right, next I'm gonna use the Mcgrath Medium Deep 25 foundation. This is good if you want a lighter coverage. If you guys want something that's heavier coverage, again, you can go back to the Black Opal, use the stick all over, or Juvia's Place liquid foundation is really good, nice also. So this is shade, did I tell you the shade already? Medium Deep 25. This on. Ooh, I love my summer color. I've been working out a lot outside, and that tan, honey, is popping. So it's okay that this is like a hair darker because my face is a little bit lighter than my body. So you always want to match your body color. Ooh, I'm tan. I'm like looking at my skin, I'm like, yeah, it'll be fine. Okay, so I'm gonna use a lighter concealer. Obviously, I always go lighter. I feel like on camera, I don't know if it's just my monitor, it looks a little bit warmer than it does in person. Like in person, it looks like she is matching, okay? On camera, it almost looks a little darker. So we gonna see, I'm like, we're gonna see when I start editing it. So this is a Juvia's Place number 14 concealer. I like my concealer to be just a little bit lighter. Let me make sure, oh yeah. Here. I use the concealer to also kind of highlight. That's why I put a lot of it on. I like the center of my face to be highlighted all up in here. So last night I was watching 13th on Netflix. If you guys want to watch a documentary about systemic racism in this country, definitely check that out. You know, I'm just gonna kind of cover my eye with whatever's left on the sponge here. Okay, so I like to use two powders under my eye. One to set my makeup, and that color is usually closer to my concealer color, my skin tone color, and then I like to use a separate setting powder to bake. So what I'm gonna do today is use the Mcgrath. This is the medium 3 powder. Let's see. I'm using my color Jour brush. This is brush 120. I always kind of grab a little bit of powder and then tap off the excess. See how that sets. If you're using a new color, try it in an area like down here, just so you can see how it's gonna look when you apply it. So I'm just gonna use this, oh perfect, under the eye. So when I first got these Mcgrath powders, I think I used medium 3 and it was like a hair too dark because it was winter time, but this is like perfect for the summer. So this is more of like a setting powder, not like a powder foundation, but this is good. All right, now I'm gonna bake with the Fenty Cashew powder. I know you guys, I love using 2 powders, okay? And I love this setting powder. I think because it has a little bit of like a neutral undertone, just photographs really nicely. So I'm gonna start on the side of my nose and work this powder all the way underneath. So it should look like that. Boom. Make sure these lines on the side here are straight. So I like to bake on my nose because it kind of highlights the nose and it also gives the illusion of a nose contour without going too dark. So I almost always do that and then just wipe off, kind of clean up the sides so that it's even. I'm like, hold up, what's going on here? Make sure she's even. All right, let's fill in these brows. This is the Fenty Beauty Soft Black Brow MVP. Let's see what we're working with here. And I like to fill in my brows the direction that they grow. So I'm like drawing and applying little lines here. I kind of like to see the lines, if that makes sense. So when I fill it in, I create these lines here so it looks like hair. All right, now I'm gonna go in with the Juvia's Place concealer, the same concealer I use under my eyes, and I'm just gonna clean up under the brow. So carve out the shape and apply it all over. So I feel my under eyes tightening a little bit, which means it might be getting kind of dry. So that's when I know it's time to wipe off the bake. Wipe, wipe, wipe. All right, so I have a couple eyeshadow palettes here that I might use. The Fenty No. 3 eyeshadow palette. I'm showing you all 3 because I may not use all 3, but they're beautiful and I think you should still see them. This is Nyakio Beauty. This is called Black Magic Palette. Look at that. Pigment, honey. I really want to use this. Ooh, baby, but I want to, I don't know what I'm gonna do. We gonna see, we gonna figure it out. And then Mcgrath. Boom, this color right here. These 2 are iridescent, so they kind of change color. Oh, there, you can see it. So pink to green. I love that. We'll see, but those are 3 palettes that I have that I want to show you just in case I don't use them all. So I think what we're gonna do is start with a little warmth in the crease because you guys know I love my warm creases. This is the Fenty palette. This one you already knew, like immediately eyes drawn to that. And I'm just gonna use this kind of as my first transition color. And these are Color du Jour brushes still. This is brush 112. Nice fluffy, oh, it's a mirror. Blending brush. So I'm just gonna start by pressing the color in the crease. All right, now I'm gonna grab black, what is it? Black Y'all right here, and apply this in the crease. Honestly, I think I'm gonna use all 3 palettes. So this is a pretty dark color, so I'm gonna focus it, well, I mean, it's black. I'm gonna focus this on the outer corner here, just to kind of place it first, and then slowly blend it in. All right, I'm gonna dip my finger into the Mothership Pat McGrath palette. Just gonna use this color right here. They're so soft and they swatch so well, so I was like, I feel like it might go on better with my finger. Oh yeah, so if I would have used a green base under there, the green would have popped a little bit more, and if I would have used a pink base, kind of the same thing. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with a brush to just see what happens. Will the color intensify? Will we working with here? I'm gonna bring this shade up into the crease just a little bit. Sometimes I use my brush to kind of sharpen the crease without it looking like a harsh cut crease. Oh, look at that. Pink, green, that's all one color. That is super cute. Okay, now I'm gonna just brighten the inside a little bit with this shade right here. This almost looks like a translucent topper, like you could put it over any color. Ooh, this palette is pretty. Like the quality of the shadows is really good. So when you look at this palette, you're like, ooh, she is expensive, because she is, but the actual quality of the eyeshadows is really nice. All right, so I'm just gonna press this on the inside here. All right, I'm gonna smudge this shadow under my lash line. It's almost like a charcoal shade. Ooh, I'm like loving this lid color. So I first like to press the color and then blend it out. Yeah, you know, we need to line the waterline. Look what's going on over here. All right, I'm gonna line my waterline with the Fenty black eyeliner. Usually I line before I put shadow underneath, but I thought I wanted a no liner look, and then I was like, nah. So make sure to put it in the waterline and in between the lashes, also under the lashes. I like this line to be kind of thick, just like me. That lid color, whew, so good, so good. All right, I'm gonna line my eyes with a Pat McGrath liquid eyeliner. I'm not gonna wing it. No, we might wing it. We might wing it. Oh, I love how dark this black is. It's so hard to find a dark black eyeliner. See that? Like most eyeliners are almost like a gray black. This is good and it's easy to use. I like this like applicator instead of a brush. I just think it's, I don't know, the brush is so unpredictable sometimes. Like this, you can just really control the shape. Little itty bitty wing. So I love these lashes from Colored Rain. They're called Safari Rain. Look how wispy they are. This is like everything. I love a wispy lash. So we're gonna cut these up and apply these. I'm gonna put mascara on after the lashes dry, just because I like to use the mascara to kind of bond my natural itty bitty lashes with the false lash. So I always look down like so and use my tweezers to get the lash as close to the lash line as possible. Look at that. And then kind of just keep pressing it in, placing it. I like to press my eyelashes in just to make sure they are stuck. The last thing I need is them flying up. Okay, so I'm gonna bronze with Fenty Mocha Mommy. This is a little bit darker than what I usually wear. Cocoa Naughty is that's my, well, I don't want to say my winter shade. That's probably like my all year round shade. And then Mocha Mommy, this is more of like my summertime or when I'm tan, working out outside every day shade. Always hit up that jawline too, okay? So we like her to be contoured. Okay, now I'm gonna highlight with Mo Honey highlighter from Fenty. Let me get my little brush with the color du jour 116 brush. I'm just gonna put like a little bit of highlighter. I don't want to go crazy, just like a tiny bit. And then with my finger, put a little bit on my nose and then a little bit on this side. All right, new product alert. I haven't used this, and to be honest with you, I've just never been like a cream blush type of person. I think mainly because my skin's oily and maybe I just haven't always applied it right. I'm not sure, but we're going for it today. These are the new Fenty cream blushes, and I almost want to go with this one. I know it's gonna go on like a little bit more sheer, so don't be alarmed by the brightness of it. This is Crush on Cupid. So I'm gonna grab my brush. I feel like I'm over here like, what's about to happen? Because I never use cream blushes. Should we just use this blush brush? So all these brushes are synthetic, which I feel like might be perfect. Let's see here. Blot it on. Ooh. That showed up more than I thought. Oh, that's cute. A little bit more. So you can kind of just really dig in with this and then blot it on your cheeks. Blot it on your cheeks. Cute. I actually think this would be really pretty with like a glossy, summery, bronzy look. You know, super bronze skin, a light eyelashes, and a lot of blush. So that was Crush on Cupid. All right, I'm gonna curl my lashes just so they stick up a little bit more. See, it's like a subtle difference, but it does make a difference. This is Full Frontal Mascara, and I'm gonna apply this on my top and bottom lashes. I'm kind of focusing on my real lash and then working my way up, kind of wiggling it up in there. I kind of like to spend a lot of time on my bottom lashes just to try and get them as thick as possible because my top lashes are so heavy, so I just will sometimes spend a few minutes just working on these bad boys. Ooh, all right, we're gonna finish off this look with Uoma Matte Lipstick. I love her lipsticks. They're matte and they're just like the perfect shade. You guys know me, I love a matte lip. I would just leave it here, but we're gonna add a little bit of gloss because I know you guys like gloss. This is the Fenty Trophy Wife gloss, and we're gonna use this to set the lips. I just put it on top because it does have a lot of gold in it, and I didn't want to like change the color too much. This eyeshadow though, this lid color, what's the name of that? Because are the names on here? No, that iridescent pinky green. She is living her best life on my lid, okay? It is so cute. I am obsessed. All right, guys, here is my finished look. I am pleasantly surprised with these cream blushes. If you like your cheeks to look kind of wet like this, moist, very hydrated, I think you're gonna like this blush. To be honest with you, I've been staying away from it because I'm like, I'm not a cream blush person, so I just know I'm not gonna like it, and I was proved wrong. It is super cute. I love how this look came out. I hope you guys like the products that I use. I'm gonna write everything down below so you can find it. And thanks for listening to me. You know, I know the intro to this video was very emotional, but it is important for me to share how I feel and to remind you guys, yes, I have this makeup page or this makeup channel, but you know, I am a human being first, and it's important that we just love each other, that we fight for what's right, and we continue the conversation. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, comment below, and last but not least, strut and slay.